Hi, Nicole. I just wanted to reply to your video. I liked a lot of the things that you said, and I liked how you found the commonalities between Wilbur and Ferrer's work, and how they both felt the need to combine spirituality and psychology. Um, I resonated more with Ferrer's idea of spirituality as a collection of spiritual aspects, but I did appreciate Wilbur's idea of one higher presence, which I think is more widely accepted or popular in Western culture. Um, I agree with you that Wilbur's video had um, a bit of an air of cult-like mindset to it. I mentioned in my response that it felt like a commercial and he was selling integral theory, which I think just his approach or tone kind of cheapened his ideas for me. Um, it definitely seemed a bit more focused or limited in a way that contradicted its integral approach. Whereas, like you said, Ferrer's video seemed more open-minded. His presentation and demeanor felt more genuine, and he in fact seemed like an expert in his ideas on embodied spirituality. He accounted for the body, mind, spirit, and more, which felt more integral to me than Wilbur's integral theory. You bring up an important point about Wilbur's theory in the field of psychology and how it is a complex design that would be difficult to apply to the framework of individual psychology. I think there could be more practical and pointed suggested avenues for either a therapist or an individual themselves to follow to achieve this integral state of well-being. So this is something that I hadn't honed in on myself, and I appreciated that you spoke to this in your response, as it offered me an expanded perspective on integral theory. And I really enjoyed your anecdote about Madame Blavatsky. That was an interesting addition to your response, and I like how it has a connection to your transpersonal studies all these years later. It reminds me that time isn't linear, and it also made me think of Jung's concept of synchronicity. So it's nice to hear that you see this as a sign that you're on the right path. And I especially appreciated that you shared how you came to buying and reading that book. It's just a very fun way to learn about something new, and also trusting your intuition to pick a subject that will be important and relevant to you. I think that for this related to Ferrer's work because he talks about the instinct and heart, which is what I think guided you to choose that book with your eyes closed. And it feels very magical to me that this was a time when you were developing your spirituality, and now 15 years later, you're in another stage of spiritual and intellectual development. So your embrace of the metaphysical aspects of life seemed to me like an integrated way of living and being, whereas other people who don't feel the need to include these mysteries of life or disregard these higher ways of knowing are missing out on an important piece of the human experience and spiritual evolution. I'm very much interested in mediumship, and I'd like to look into Madame Blavatsky's work now. I really enjoyed reading about the early emergence of these spiritual and paranormal experiences, and I think that's the reason I'm so drawn to transpersonal psychology, because of the inclusion of these skills that transcend the limitations of human capacity and sort of bends our understanding of reality. So thank you so much for your post.